The US State Department has announced a new policy targeting individuals from countries in the Americas who will say supports governments or groups that undermine US interests in the region. According to the State Department, visas for 26 individuals have already been revoked under the policy. Officials say the restrictions apply to people who knowingly support US adversaries by helping them gain control of key assets, destabilize regional security, or conduct influence campaigns that challenge American economic or political interests. While the statement did not name any specific countries, the move comes as Washington increasingly focuses on China's growing presence in Latin America, as well as drug trafficking networks operating across the region. The policy reflects a broader strategy under US President Donald Trump, who has been seeking to expand US influence across the Americas through what he calls the Monroe Doctrine, a modern interpretation of the historic Monroe Doctrine that once asserted US dominance in the hemisphere. Since returning to office, Trump has taken a hardline approach towards governments and groups he believes threaten US security. That includes threatening economic penalties and even military action against actors accused of enabling drug trafficking or supporting rival powers. The State Department says the visa restrictions will apply to individuals who help adversarial powers gain access to strategic resources or infrastructure in the region, or who undermine American economic interests. But the policy's language remains deliberately broad, and officials have not specified which individuals or countries are currently being targeted. The restrictions are being implemented under the US Immigration and Nationality Act, which allows the Secretary of State to deny entry to foreign nationals if their presence could have serious foreign policy consequences for the United States. The Trump administration has increasingly used this authority to target political figures and activists abroad. Last year, Washington attempted to revoke visas from several pro-Palestinian student protesters in the United States, arguing the activities could affect US foreign policy. More recently, immigration visas have also cancelled for individuals linked to Iran's government or connected to the country's 1979 revolution. Visa revocations have also been used in disputes with political leaders in Latin America. Last year, several Brazilian officials involved in the prosecution of former president had their visas withdrawn, and Colombian President Gustavo Petro temporarily lost his visa after making remarks at the United Nations that were critical of US policy. The move is a part of a wider strategy by the Trump administration to apply diplomatic and economic pressure across the Americas. In recent months, Washington has also intensified military operations targeting drug smuggling networks in the Pacific and the Caribbean. At the same time, the administration has labeled several major drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, arguing that groups pose a direct threat to US national security. For now, the US news restrictions add another tool to Washington's effort to shape political and economic alliances across the Western Hemisphere as competition for influence in the region continues to grow.